Hey y'all, and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be taking you along with me as I make 4 bags. So if that is something that you want to see, go ahead and stick around. So if you are new to my channel, my name is Shelly and I appreciate you for stopping by. And to all the returning subscribers, hey y'all, hope you're doing well. So like I said, in this video, we are going to be making 4, I almost did like this, which is 8, but we're going to be making 4 bags, but I'm only going to be using 2 patterns. 3 of the bags are the same and only 1 bag is different. So for 3 of the bags, I'm going to be making a fanny pack, and I'm going to be using this pattern right here from Kandou patterns. Oh, excuse me. And as you can see, the proper name for this bag is actually called the Hipster pouch, because I believe this is a pattern maker from London, and over there, fanny doesn't mean the same thing as it means here. So I might call it a fanny pack. It's just habit, but I'm gonna be making 3 hipster pouches. And for the 4th bag, it is going to be using this new look pattern 6582, and I'm going to be doing this view right here. And this is actually the only bag that I will be making for myself. The other 3 are custom orders. And so 2 of the bags need to be mailed out in 2 days. So let's go ahead and get started. So I don't recall the exact number of pattern pieces needed for this hipster pouch, but it is definitely a lot. And since I am doing 2 right now, I am cutting out double the amount of pattern pieces, which makes it even more. So what I'm doing right now is just tracing out double the amount of pattern pieces for the bags onto the cotton woven fabric that has already been interfaced with SF101. And so I just find this way to be a lot easier. It is very much time saving instead of cutting out the pieces and then cutting out the 101 to interface it. Yes, I might save a little bit of interfacing and maybe fabric, but the amount of time it saves me is worth it all in the end. And y'all already know, when we are sewing, if you can save a little time, I feel like that is worth it in the end. And so obviously this is only needed if I'm using a cotton woven. If I were using something like a canvas or something that was a little bit thicker that did not need interfacing, this would not even be a factor. I would literally just trace out the pattern pieces and cut it. And one other reason I like doing it this way is because my husband sometimes comes and sits in the sewing room with me, and this is one task that he does not mind doing. I mean, it's the only task that he really does, but I can just cut out a piece of the cotton woven, a large piece, same thing for the interfacing, and he has no problem ironing that for me. So that's also a time saver. So it's been about an hour and a half of me tracing, cutting, eating, and watching Bridgerton, and I finally have all of the pieces cut out and ready to go. So though my bedtime is quickly approaching, I need to get through these other 2 episodes. So I'm gonna go ahead and sew until Bridgerton ends for tonight, and then I will pick up where I left off tomorrow. All right, y'all, so it's actually the next day, but this is where I've gotten so far. I wanted to record more of this, but my husband ended up coming in to my sewing room yesterday, and we started watching TV, and I just was sewing along. I was actually able to get this far on both the bags. As you can see, both of the front panels are done and lined. And for this one, I've already went ahead and just clipped the top piece on to the zipper so that I can go ahead and base that down. So come on with me to the sewing machine so we can finish. So as you probably can tell, I am going back and forth between my domestic and my industrial as I'm making these bags. Mostly because this Viking is my workhorse. It is my girl. We've been together for a long time. This is the machine I actually started sewing on. And so this machine has a plate on it that better allows me to see my seam allowances, and I don't yet have that on my industrial machine. I still need to get a few more feet to make that a little bit easier, and possibly even put like a tape or some kind of guide on the base plate of the machine to make it easier. But right now I'm just using this domestic to kind of base everything into place, make sure everything is lined up properly, and then I take it over to my industrial, my Beast Girl, and get those top stitching perfect. Of course, since I'm recording, this zipper is giving me a time. Yo, I'm usually so quick with putting these zipper pulls on, but not today. So as you can see, I didn't really like this gap here, so I am going to keep doing it until I get it right. So it only took me about 10 tries, but I got the zipper to look even, and I'm gonna go ahead and top stitch it in place. All right, the exterior is almost done. It's coming along so good. I just love green, orange, green, pink, green in anything. Y'all think green is becoming my new favorite color. But I'm gonna go ahead and put these to the side and work on securing my zippers as well as the bag tag to the back panel. So here are the bag tags that I chose. I think they go really well, and both of these are two different materials. When I got these made, I got cork, faux leather, as well as leather. This one here is faux leather and this one is a cork. So I'm going to secure those and then secure the zippers so that once I go to the sewing machine, I can sew everything down at once. So I opted not to do a zipper pouch on the back of this hipster bag and just do one on the inside, mostly because this is the way the bag is birthed. You birth the bag through the inside zipper pouch. Okay, y'all, so pro tip, use double-sided tape to secure your zippers in place. It just makes everything look so perfect, and your zipper is even across both sides, and it just gives your bag a less of a homemade look. And so once you take it to the sewing machine, nothing will move, and so it just chef's kiss. I'm really running behind with these bags. It's Wednesday, y'all. It's a whole Wednesday. I wanted to have these bags in the mail yesterday, but it didn't work out. But my goal is to get them in there today. It is Wednesday. It's Wednesday morning. It's about 11. I got like an hour and a half before I need to leave the house. So that means I got an hour and a half before, or let's say an hour before I need to finish these bags. So it's pretty much done. If you see, I just have to secure the webbing on both sides, and then this one is done. Secure the webbing and then secure the lining, and then hide it, tuck it in, and tuck the lining in and secure everything. So that's all I have for this one. So that is pretty much done. I went ahead and did, as you can see, I finished the webbing for both of those yesterday. And this was interesting. I worked with this on my industrial machine. As you can see, it went through no problem. Like if I were on my domestic machine, this would have choked up plenty of times, but it went straight through like butter. I'm just trying to, I guess, work on my pressure when it comes to sewing, because it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good, all things considered. I don't know why my camera, there it is. Okay, it's pretty good, all things considered. And this is a nylon webbing. I used a nylon thread, which was amazing because I was able to burn it to secure it. And so I love that. And so both of these are done. I lied, let me secure my strap before I go to sew this in. Oops. Okay, so now that that is secure, the adjuster is secure, everything. Once it's done, it will go like this, and this is what you will see on the back of the bag. So I showed you guys where I was on bag number 1. Bag number 2, I have secured the exterior to the front, and now I just have to put this back panel on. And so what happens is, make sure I do this right.
2 hours later.
Okay. Okay, I figured it out. Okay, so what happens is I'll start with the top line, and then I will come around, and this interior pocket is how I'm going to birth this baby. But I'm gonna go ahead and secure this top line so that I can base that in place. One down, one to go. Y'all, this is the most rewarding yet annoying part of bag making. Like, you have to be so careful, because if you bust a stitch, the wrong stitch, and you gotta go back and do some more sewing. But y'all see, I'm trying to concentrate myself. But once you turn this thing around and everything just looks so good and you're done, oh my gosh, it's such a good feeling. Officially washed my hands of those Miami Hurricane fanny packs. They are at the post office. I left so fast, I didn't even record the finished project, but I will insert some video here because I did take just a little bit before I left. So now on to the next project, which is the other fanny pack. So it is the same style bag, just a different print. And this one's coming together. I have everything cut out, so I'm just gonna sew away. This one is also a custom order. My customer picked out everything. She wanted black with a pop of color, and so as you can see, this is the color she picked. This is an Ankara fabric that I actually got. I bought this in DC. There is a fabric store in DC. It is a African fabric store. And I say African fabric, I believe the owners are from Ghana or Nigeria. I remember it was one of the countries because I have a lot of friends from both of those, and I can't remember, but that's where the owners are from. And they have a lot of authentic Ankara fabric. And so every time I go to DC, I visit this shop. And it's actually, so it's not in DC, it's actually in Maryland. But I want to say it's in like Capitol Heights. It's really close to DC, maybe like 15 minutes from the Beltline. So not that far at all. If I can remember the name, I believe it's, I think it might be called like Rainbow Fabrics or something of the sort. I'll look it up and I will put the name in the comments just in case you are in that area or going. Highly, highly, highly recommend visiting that shop. A lot of the Ankara that I still have in my stash, and honestly, most of like my favorite Ankara prints that I've ever sewn with, I got from there. But let's get to sewing and finish this bag. This is the interior panel. So my client picked out this like gold zipper tape, and she picked these black hardware to go with it. And this is something that I would have never done. Like if I were designing this bag, I would have never mixed the colors like that, but I kind of like it. And maybe because it matches this so well, but I really like it. So I have this done, and here's the top piece. I do just have to put the zipper part there. And this is the back panel. Y'all, I just love my new tags. This one's leather. It matches the fabric, so it's just perfect. So I'm actually about to, this is my stopping point for tonight. I'm about to go run before it gets too dark. It's about 7:30, and let's see how hot it is outside. It's about 86 degrees. So it's not as bad as the 108 that it was earlier today. So I'm gonna stop here for tonight, and I'm going to go run, and I will show you guys the finished product tomorrow. This fanny pack is all done, and I love it. I absolutely love this material. Y'all, I love this material so much. So I got this from Joann a long time ago. I made my first bag with it at least 2 years ago. I love it so much, I have it on the roll. I have at least 5 yards of this. And since I do, I plan on making myself a fanny pack with it. I'm probably gonna do something a little bit different as far as the style goes, but I will be making myself a fanny pack just like this. And so now that this is done, I'm going to go ahead and take some pictures because I have this nice light coming in. It's about 5 o'clock, so the light is, I wouldn't say perfect, but it's pretty good right now to get some pictures in front of this window. So I'm gonna do that first, and then I am going to get working on my new look bag. So I already have everything already cut out and even interfaced. I have using a Decoville light. I often use that in my bags because I just love how thick it makes the exterior fabric feel. I mean, denim is already sturdy, but this gives it a very much leathery feel. And so I have interfaced both the end pieces as well as the exterior piece. And so for the interior piece, I initially cut out this silky fabric that I had left over from my previous project, but you will see that I end up switching this out for a waterproof canvas material that's a lot more sturdy. All right, here's my zipper. This zipper is 10 inches, well, at least the teeth are 10 inches. The entire zipper is about 11.5 inches. I've already done my piping, and so I am ready to get started, y'all. All right, so at this very moment right here, I regretted using this zipper. I wish I would have used a separating zipper. It would have definitely made top stitching both sides of this circle a lot easier. So now I'm just unzipping it so that I can top stitch the other side and be able to sew down as far as possible. Y'all, this bag is kicking my ass. I'm just gonna say it. This bag is kicking my ass. So as you can see, one side is not like the other. So here I did as the pattern suggested. I took the end piece, added the piping to it, and I could not get it to fit. I could not get it to fit for the life of me. But on this side, I said, you know what? Let me add the piping to the lining and then go in and add this end piece. And look, it came together really good, almost perfect. So I do need to just get just a little bit closer to it. And if you can see on the inside, you can kind of see the thread just a little bit. But once, I still have to add the lining piece because I did not cut that. I didn't even think to cut a lining piece for the inside. I haven't cut it yet, but once I do, I will go in, get a little bit closer to that seam allowance, and boom, my bag will be done. So here is what I have thus far. And let me show you guys what I'm gonna put on there as far as the chain. So I do need to shorten it, but this is the chain. Maybe not. It kind of doesn't, it doesn't match the goals. Okay, so here's the strap that I'm going to use. I'm definitely going to shorten this strap because I want it to be like a arm bag, like a really short one. So I'll probably make this cord probably about, let's see, if I do it half, will that be too short? So if I half it, actually if I half it, it's almost perfect. So yeah, I'll cut this chain down and half it and then be done. All right, y'all, so bag 4 is officially complete. As you see, it turned out, but this bag did give me a run for my money. Y'all, I have found that sewing circles and even curves sometimes can just be problematic, at least for me. So if you have some tricks, some tips, some suggestions, let me know, because at this point, I don't know if I want to make this bag again. But obviously I feel like it's one of those things where I really need to work on and become better at as a sewist to improve my skills and techniques. All right, you guys, that is all for this video. We have made 4 bags. I hope this video has inspired you. If you have yet to make a bag, to go ahead and do so. And you guys, I really hope you liked this video. If so, please give me a thumbs up. And if you have yet to subscribe, please consider doing so. I would love to have you stick around. So I will put as much as I can about these patterns in the description box below. But of course, if you have any additional questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. And while you're there, go ahead and tell me, do you consider yourself a bag maker? Have you made any bags before, or is it something that you want to do in the future? Well, all right, you guys, I hope to see you in the next video, and until next time, happy sewing, y'all.